Live.
Hey, welcome to the Bob and Tam show tonight. And it's really hot. I didn't change my shirt. And I guess we both don't really have about 105 degrees here in wonderful sunny Arizona. There you go. So a bunch of people are already on. You can click on glasses. This is going to be the last video or live that we're going to be doing before we hit the road, because tomorrow we already head over to Las Vegas, and then early, super early on Tuesday morning, we fly to Ocean City. Actually, fly to Baltimore. But there is no airport around Ocean City, which doesn't make any sense because you'd think there would be something a little closer, since there's nothing there.
Because any airport, I think they said Philadelphia was another one, but it was still like 2 hours away from Ocean City. So I don't know. Clint's on. Hey, Clint, how you doing? Exam Biker's on. He says, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the rest of you guys. Anybody who doesn't know who they are, right? Oh boy, a default. I'm the first one today. How about that, Neil? How are you feeling? They're saying hi to each other. Greg's on. Hey, how you doing, Greg? Greg from Michigan. Guess it's getting cooler up there, isn't it? Two Wheel and Tom's on. He said, good evening, Bob and Tam in the King Nation. Are you guys home? Yes, we're still home. We leave in the morning. Jamie O says present. Saw up there earlier. There's hi. Saul's on. Hey, Saul, how you doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Everyone in Vegas for a bit before the flight. Well, we're still at home right now. We're going to leave in the morning. Our flight leaves Tuesday morning. So we're still home right now, and in the morning we'll leave and go up there. Saying good afternoon to everybody. Mike's on. Hey, Mike, how are you doing? You're going faster than I can do it from Minnesota. I know that. Ron's on. He says, good evening. Greg says it's going to be chilly in Michigan, 42 tonight. Burr. It was like that in Sturgis, believe it or not. A few nights got pretty darn cold there. Bill Salisbury's on. He says, good evening from Evansville, Indiana. I know where that is. Been there. Captain Adventure says, howdy. Janice says, hey, guys. Thursday, I might get the boot off and able to drive again. Well, that'll be nice. And you won't have to count on everybody else. Jeffy's on. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? There's Bob and Dee. Says, hi, Bob and Tam. No, I still keep tasting that pie. I'm like, Daryl Death is on. Daryl and Tammy's on. They're from not Tennessee, North Carolina. North or South Carolina. I'm not sure which. Saying hi to Jeff. Says hello to everybody. Everybody's saying hello. Whoops, I missed one. Colder in Michigan than in Alaska. What's the temperature in Alaska? It was, like you said, 105 here. I like it. So I'm nice and warm, and I like the sun. I go outside, and it's like, oh, it feels so good on my bones. I like the hot weather. Don't like the humidity. I like the hot weather. There's Doug. Hey, Doug, how are you doing? Nebraska. Hi, Bob and Tam. Doug Kramer. That name sounds familiar. Art's on. Art Damsgaard. Hello, Bob and Tam in the Pating Nation. Whoops. Mr. LS. Oh, it's kind of Neil. Thunderstorms close to 90 degrees. Yeah, don't hang around Baltimore. That's Steven's old stomping ground down there. He is from that area, and now he lives down there in Myrtle Beach. Waiting 62 today. Wow, that's kind of warm, isn't it, Neil, for this time of year? Hope to see you in Daytona. Chris, oh, there's Chris. How you doing, Chris? Chris and Cloud. Chris and Jessica. They're the ones that live down there in Fort Myers, Florida. Have the fire business thing.
Oh,
yep, that's who that Chris is. I know. I got to jog his memory of who all these people are. How I remember you all, I have no idea. And Saul's the one we saw and we talked to for a minute out there in front of the crossroads in big engine. He's the one that was gonna buy the bike that had the one of the numbered bikes,
Mm.
but he lives in California, so he didn't buy it. Who that is now? Okay. Yes, but it cools at night down to around 52. Okay.
All righty. So I don't know how long we're going to stay on tonight because they said because the football's going on, we'll have to see how long people stay on. I think we're at the end of
Ryder
one game.
X's Ravens is on, that's why he's not on.
And well, it doesn't start till
5
probably another 30 minutes. But he might be watching pregame or something. Who knows?
could be.
And so we head out, start the last of our wrapping up our rally season. So we're going to be going over to Ocean City. A lot of people want to kind of know what we're going to do. We don't really have any real plans. We're going to change something I've talked about. But I can guarantee you Wednesday morning from probably 9 o'clock till probably close to noon, we will be at the convention center at all the vendors there. So FYI, if you're looking for us, that would be your best place to find us on Wednesday morning. We were going to go do a ride to up to New Jersey and ride the ferry.
So sorry, Joe and Mark.
Ron had called us and said they're having a lot of trouble with the ferry engines there. I think they're crapping out or something. And he said nothing would be worse than if we got across the other side.
Scheduling conflicts. So they've been canceling all the rides occasionally.
So his idea was you don't want to get across to the Jersey side. And it ends up being they can't get back or whatever the case may be. So we're probably not going to do that. We'll have to figure out what ride we're going to do instead. A couple years ago, Ryder X took us up along the coast there, and we rode along the coast up there and checked out a bunch of little beach towns and stuff like that. Maybe we'll do that, or maybe we'll go south. I don't know. We'll talk to Ron Emery HVAC when we get there and see kind of what he's thinking about doing. If you guys watch the video, make sure if you are going to Ocean City, that entertainment district down there is going to be a nightmare. If you're not watching your speed, if you're doing anything stupid, they're going to give tickets out like there's no tomorrow. Lots of them. So don't give them a reason.
They're forewarning you now. So there's going to be no warnings. It's going to be just like driving bad in a construction zone. So the fines are doubled, if not more.
And could be arrested. So we talked about it on the video the other day. If you want to know more, go back and watch the video for the breaking news the other day. You can see
There's Lisa
explain all about that. That's one of the reasons we came on late.
Or Joe.
So they could figure out, they could hear us. So that's kind of going on there. So we don't have a whole lot planned on there. So we're staying there. We'll be there all day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Monday is when we head back up to Baltimore. Tuesday, we fly out. So if you're in the Baltimore area, we might be able to catch up with you on at Monday.
Once we get back over there.
Yep, once we get back over there.
That's like a 3-hour drive.
And so we'll get over there. And then Tuesday morning, we go to the airport really early again. And then we fly to see our daughter in Kansas. We're going to be in Wichita, Kansas for 9 days.
Ben's there. And always says, make sure you call me.
And so if you're there, you can contact us, email us, or if you got our phone number, give us a text, let us know. And we have no problem because pretty much during the day, everybody's going to be, the kids are in school, we're there at work. So if you're available during the day, we could probably do something, or even one evening, might be able to go have dinner or something or whatever. If you're available.
Is this Joe or Mark? That's fan.
So the next week, which we're getting into October now, I think, or is it September? Yeah, September, that Thursday is when we start heading to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, Eureka Springs. We'll be heading out there on that day.
Well, get it?
So we'll stop
written down.
All of our flights and car rentals and all that, because pretty much everywhere we're going to have a car, except when we're at our daughter's house. We'll have one of their cars. Take one, my old truck, and we'll drive that around. So the next 3 rallies we've got set up is going to be Ocean City. We're going to be there just for the 5 days. That's it. And then we're going to go down daughters for Wichita, Kansas. We'll be there 9 days. Then we go to Eureka Springs. We're going to be there, and Rogers and all that. We'll be there from that Friday on all the way through. I think that's Sunday is when we head back to our daughters in Kansas. And here she's getting the book here. Let me look at it, and I'll give you all exact dates. Yep. So if you want to write all this down, because I don't know if we'll have any other time that I'll be able to explain all this to you again.
Where we'll be and
So
when.
today is September 7th. So tomorrow we go to Vegas. We're staying at the
Give the
Excalibur.
Step-by-step
Yep.
version.
And so on the 9th, we fly out at 8 o'clock and head to Baltimore. So we'll be getting into the guess is we're probably going to be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock before we get down to Ocean City. And so we'll be there. So in Ocean City, we'll be there all day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday is when we go back up to Baltimore, and we're staying at the DoubleTree there. And then we fly out on Tuesday morning back to Wichita. And so we'll be all the way there till the 25th. The 25th, the Thursday, is when we head to Eureka Springs. So we're staying in Eureka Springs. We're not quite sure where in Eureka Springs they're at. They're setting us up a place to stay. So we'll be all the way there till that's Sunday. So either I have to see how far it's going to be. Either Sunday night we might leave and head back, or we may leave on Monday morning. Monday I got to have the car back. So we return the car back on Monday. So we'll have a bike. Big Trail Harley's sponsoring us down there with a bike. We'll have a bike the whole time. So then when we head to
Daytona.
to Daytona, we'll be on the 9th of September. We are flying to Daytona Beach.
No, it's October. 9th of October. We're in October.
Sound right. So the 9th of October.
So we'll be there the 9th to the 19th.
We'll be there for the weekend before. And then there we're staying at, we're bouncing around. We're staying one night, a couple nights at the Best Western. We're staying with 160 Biker Chick for a couple of days. And then we go over to Teddy Morris's over at the hotel he's got there. And then we stay the rest of the time through there. There we leave the 19th to go back to Orlando. And then we fly out Monday morning. That gets us back to Vegas. So Vegas, we're probably going to
For
spend
what week?
20th.
What is that week?
Third week of the month.
What happens in that week?
Come back to Vegas. Vegas, baby.
Birthday. 24th.
So we're thinking of staying a couple days there in Vegas before we, because they're still, the rooms are a little cheaper the first part of the week. We're going to end up getting, which is crazy because we leave Orlando at 7 o'clock in the morning and we land in Vegas at 9. 2-hour flight.
In the morning.
But it's really a 5-hour.
Because we gained 3 hours coming home.
So we figure, nothing else. We'll probably just kind of lay low, get in the hotel, kind of hang out, and then we'll give us a day to kind of recoup. And then maybe, I don't know, we might stay more than one day. I don't know how many days. I haven't booked those rooms. Prices are going up and down in Vegas, right?
It should be going down because
They
they
are.
keep complaining that it's
Well,
so
you got to
low
watch
there.
the resort. So I'll leave a little book here. If you got any questions about that, you guys can about those dates and see what's going on.
Oh, Tim says Northwest Washington State has thunderstorms last night and it rained, the first rain in 6 months. Wow. That was kind of crazy because Washington, it always rains up there, Northwest. Yeah, should have been. Jeffy says, laugh out loud. I'm a slow typer. You're going too fast about telling them all the stuff you've been doing. Bill says, okay. Tim, worried about lightning strikes and no rain for 6 months. Yeah, that's crazy because you guys got a lot of forest up there too. Things, but yep, they're talking about Vegas. So they said the humidity's up there kind of high. California. Got through that. Might be what you want to know to start up, but burned last week in acres summer. Wow, up in Alaska. Yeah, there was a big fire up there, wasn't there? Somebody. Hindra's on from Australia, from the down under. Yep. Devin Mike's on. How you doing? We'll see you in Biketoberfest.
Yep. up really quick. And a lot of people are wondering why. I've had a few people from churches kind of complain about us talking about Biketoberfest. Now they did sponsor us. They actually sent us a check. So the idea was with them was they really didn't care if we came down there or not. They wanted to pay us for advertising and talking about it. Well, I figured if they sent us, some money to get us there, the airplane, the car rental, and then we ended up only getting a hotel for 3 nights. The rest of the time we got comp with other people. So it ended up being that we're doing all right for there. I'm like, well, let's just go. So that's why we kind of made this
If we make any
stance.
money on YouTube, we'll be ahead.
And so we figured, hey, but the deal was we had to give them so many videos, we had to give them so much internet space and all this kind of stuff. What's shocking about this, which I was wrong, because I thought what they did is they hired 4 other YouTubers throughout the year. But it looks like they hired 4 other YouTubers to do what we're doing to promote Biketoberfest. I haven't seen anything else. If anybody's heard anybody else talking about it, let us know. But one of the big YouTubers, I'm not going to give anybody free advertising, but they were on one of their lives or something, and they had 1.4 million views. So they wrote me back and said, I want to let you know we contacted our IT person. I'm like, okay. And I read on and it said, I just want to let you know you are blowing everybody away. More people clicking on your links. When we put a hashtag, you're clicking on Biketoberfest or Daytona Bike Week or whatever, or Daytona Beach or the official Biketoberfest page, and people are coming to it. Well, that's what they said. You guys are just blowing it out of the water. I cannot, don't say you guys, which I've always said this anyway. Out of everybody that's out here, there's nobody giving out the information that we give out. That's pretty much cut and dry. So that's really making, it is kind of a little bit shocking that out of somebody that was a big YouTube, somebody that's got millions of subscribers, we're blowing them away with but I don't know. So the other thing that we want to start everybody asking people to do, if you're on YouTube, if you look along the bottom, like there's an area there when you're not in the comments that says you can share it, you can report it, you can clip it, you can save it. There's also one, now it won't be on this video here because we're not, it's a link.
It's a video that's not
like
live.
A regular video, but there'll be a button it's called Hype.
Hypes.
Yep, it's HYPES. When you're watching a video, hit that. What that does is it gives it a referral from you about our channel. So the more of those we get, the more YouTube will push our video. So that's the idea now. Everybody think about that. Every time you watch a video, live doesn't work, but a video, you see that hype button, hit that. Anytime during the video, you don't have to watch all the way to the end or anything else. It'll come up and say, would you like, because I get it every once in a while on some of the videos when we watch all the videos we do. We're the first people to clock in to make sure they came up and everything's working all right. So and it comes up and says, you want to hype this on mine? Well, I can't do it because it's my video. So you may see that when you look at the comments on your phone or whatever down there in the comments, it might say, do you want to hype this before you write a comment?
That's what it means.
Yes. So it's not costing you anything, helping us. So there's our tip of the day. We're going to talk about that a couple times because we think that's YouTube's kind of showing us how we can keep track of those and see how many we're getting. And it's supposed to give you an idea of what videos you should put out. So there's there. So that's a little bit about Daytona Biketoberfest. But what's going to happen is if we end up being the one that blows everybody away, definitely they're going to be interested in bringing us back next year. Maybe we can get Bike Week. See, Bike Week and Biketoberfest is put on by 2 different groups. So the Bike Week, it's the beginning of the year, that is put on by the Chamber of Commerce in Daytona. They run it. But Biketoberfest is actually put on by a business group. What are they called?
CVB. It's the Convention Visitors Bureau.
Yep. And they promote the whole county. So that's why we can talk about anything that's in the county, they're okay with. So this year, we're going to spend a lot of time filming stuff because we want to they sent me some of the stuff. Like if you watch some of the videos, you see the drone flying over Main Street. That's all stuff they sent me. They have copyright to it, but they're giving us the copyright rights to it to use. I don't know if anybody's even using it.
Jeff says, let me call Bucky.
And so we wanted to make sure that we get all great footage. So if they want us to come back next year. So this year we're looking, we got to do, I think 2 or 3 lives during the time we're down there talking about it. So we're going to do a couple during the pre-part and they're going to probably come on. He's been on before, Brian. He's been on our channel a couple of times. One time we did one year during Biketoberfest. It must have been about 2 or 3 years ago. We decided to have, we were going to do like a news report, which we didn't do it that way, but we called a bunch of people up and had them all come on. And we had everybody from Amsel Adam to Shelly Rossmeyer from the dealership. We had Willie from Chopper Time Show. He came on. We had John from JP Cycles came on. We had Brian from the city coming on and talking to us. So it was really cool. And a lot of people thought we were there, but it was we were sitting here and doing a live and bringing them on the channel. It was really successful, and we should do.
They
more.
liked it, yeah. And maybe the rallies we don't go to, we could do that, and then do what's going on, like a correspondence kind of thing. I don't know. My live chat will not come up on here because I don't know what that means. The party at Kathmandu, and she had a whip. It would be nice to know their names and who they are. Hi. I don't remember anybody. So this was the one during our meet and greet. Remember anybody being at the meet that had a whip?
Oh, they're talking about that cowboy guy. Remember the guy's bike broke down? It was before the rally. He's the guy we met a bunch of times. We met him
but
here
he didn't go on any rides or meet us. He was never at Kathmandu.
I know, but he was at the.
Well, he says at the meet party at Kathmandu.
Maybe he did come in. He might have stopped.
His I don't know if he's got a channel. It's called Gasoline Cowboy, and her name, it says she had a whip.
It is his wife.
It's Sue. Her name is Sue. S-U. S-U. Sue. Real great people. He's actually lives around here in Arizona, and
we met him last year. I don't know. We met them last year, but he wasn't doing the whip, but he had a really cool bike. We seen him at SEMA show. He was over at the dealership. They had a bike show. We showed that. And then we also seen him out at Arizona Bike Week. His bike was there. And then I don't know when he started doing the lassoing and all that, but we filmed him at Full Throttle where he was doing the lasso. I don't think at the meet and greet. He might have showed up at the meet and greet, but I don't
remember. He said, Art, Sam's card, that he hasn't heard anything about Biketoberfest except for us.
I'm not sure if they really. We'll see. We're different from everybody else because we're used to having sponsors like this and doing videos to promote stuff. So I don't know if that's the problem, that some of these other YouTubers don't understand what they're wanting, or they may be just doing people that have a video. Like maybe they're talking about buying a motorcycle and say, oh, by the way, this video, like if you watch the video we did oh, it's not coming out till Monday. We got a video coming out Monday on Biketoberfest. It's showing we did some video from years ago and we re-edited it and it's coming out. And the sponsor there is going to be All About Customs. So I left them in there saying, hey, this video is sponsored by All About Customs. Well, there wasn't really anything in the video to show you All About Customs other than us standing in front of his tent. But that's kind of how one of the things we give them for advertising with us. One is they get shout outs on some of the channels. And then two, they get, we'll do some videos on them installing stuff and stuff like that.
Rick and Sean. She goes by Fender Kitten. That's who it was. I guess Rick must have had a whip.
Oh, yeah, maybe he did.
Yeah, that's Rick and Sean is what their names are. And they live in Estes Park, Colorado.
Right down the street from Full Throttle Distillery.
Yep, up there.
And so it looks like we're going to do a ride. If you're going to be in Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
Hi, Pancho.
We're going to do a ride on Thursday to Branson, Missouri, to the Full Throttle Saloons Distillery there. They're going to give us a deal on food. They're going to give you some freebie stuff too while you're there. So that's all set up now. We haven't put the time and all that yet when we're going to leave. We're going to leave from Eureka Springs. We'll probably end up leaving in the morning from the dealership's parking lot there in Eureka Springs. They got that one area that kind of dips down, and we kind of line up over there, depending on how many bikes come. And if not, what we're going to do is give everybody a map. So if you end up not making that time, we're not waiting.
Well, they're already counting the days of Sturgis next year. 324 days till sleeps. That's what Pancho says. So
be here before you know it.
Pancho and Tim's on. Our buddies.
So that's a ride we got for sure. If you're going to be during Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue on that Thursday, we are going to do a ride down to Branson, Missouri. It's probably going to be about 150-mile round trip. Do some, some back roads. I'm going to try to do no highways there. Probably stop a couple times on the way there after I just kind of look at the map and kind of figure out. Maybe we'll even go do the ride before you guys come, or we can figure out where maybe we stop and things like that. We may end up, depending on time and how things go, we may end up running by the Harley dealer in Springfield, Missouri.
Renegades.
Renegades. We haven't contacted them yet, but I kind of almost want to wait till we get down there so I can kind of see how long this is going to take.
It'll be an all-day ride, I bet.
Yeah.
Especially if we eat, and then if we stop at the other dealer.
So we'll see how it all goes, and we'll give you more details. So if you're interested, we don't know if we're going to do a sponsorship with our bike builds for vets. If we take a charity donation for that, help buy more bikes. We'll have to see how that goes. I don't know if it's just be a ride. You guys come along, you just pay for your. So we'll see how that all works. We're still negotiating and trying to figure out what.
Don't forget about the helmet raffle. And if you know anybody that you would think would be remotely interested in getting that helmet, please share the information with them. Tell them to come to our channel and look for that video. And for $25 to win a $2,000 helmet, and it's a pretty good chance because we're not going to sell any more than 400 tickets. I would like to sell at least 200. Right now, we've only sold like 50 some. So that when we'll give it away, might give it away before if we reach our goal. If not, we'll give it away on January 15th because we want the money for Mecum auction. So we're going to push it out as long as we can. Mecum auction's the end of January. So that way, what we're trying to do is raise money to buy another bike for our bike builds for our veterans. So if you haven't seen the video, go look it up. And
so we're going to be working on getting the bike ready. The bike's ready to go for the giveaway to the veteran. We're going to explain the rules here real soon. Probably not next week. Probably we'll have to wait till after we get done with. I've already done the video. I just got to edit it, put it all up, give you a explanation, write the rules up. No purchase necessary. You just have to be a veteran of the U.S., a U.S. veteran, and you have to live in the continental USA, not sending anything to Alaska, not sending to Hawaii. And you will have to have, what is it? Yes.
I think it's a different. I don't know. We had it written down here somewhere.
Papers. But you have to have that card. We will ask for copies
Neil will
of
tell
that
us
card,
what it is. He always tells us.
And picture of you with that card. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to have all of you that are veterans that were interested in winning this bike.
Cool.
Write us a letter, an email letter, and explain why you want the bike, what you did in the service, what your job was, how long you were in the service, and then why you think you deserve this bike. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take everybody's names off of them. We're going to put them on a Facebook page, and people will be able to vote on them. Say, I like this one, I like that one. Depending on how many ones we get, we're going to pull those out. So like if let's say we get 1,000 people right. Well, we'll pull out 50 of them or something that are the top ones and then put them in another drawing where we raffle it. We will put this wheel on here and we'll pull the winner. And when we pull those 50 out or 25 or 5, depending on how many people go, those are the ones I'm going to contact you with that we need to see your ID, your picture ID, showing you were a veteran, and show your card, show you holding the card so we want to make sure that we give this bike away. It actually goes to a true American U.S. veteran. Our goal. So we're hoping to do that. My goal is probably maybe December or January, depending on how the emails come through. That'll be when we will actually pull the winner. And then we'll have a little bit of time to deliver it and go from there. I want to do it before Mecum, because if we end up having to ship the bike to somebody, I want to send it back through the trucks from Mecum. January. Went to Bob and Tam's.
Because Florida Moto Trippin says they hope to meet up with us in there it is at Biketoberfest. So send us your contact information through this email, And we will, go back to comment. Oh, no, it doesn't go back to where I was. There it is. There's Florida tripping there. Okay. So there you go. Florida Moto tripping. So send us an email with your name and your phone number, and then I'll text you back. And then remember what you always do first. Text us. Don't call. See, now you know how I feel. He said he throws me under the bus all the time. And we went over there, and who did we see?
But it's awesome during the video.
I know, and it's like I'm going through my mind. Who did we see? Where did we go when we were there? Who was there? And I'm like, and he's like, forget it. And then we'll cut that part, and then he'll just ramble on himself and not let me talk again. So there you go.
Awesome.
Well, I'm trying to think. Well, sometimes he will give me a heads up. This is what's on the video. This is what we're going to talk about. Blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that time wasn't.
Oh.
How are you doing?
So that's what's going on. So everything seems to be down in the books now. This is going to wrap it up. We are already going to be set up. I need to buy tickets now for our Daytona because we're definitely going back to Daytona for Bike Week. We will be there. I just got to figure out how early we're going to get there because we usually come back after Leesburg. We're still negotiating with Leesburg. The issues that I've got, the 2 rallies after that, Leesburg, Panama City, and Myrtle Beach, we have no bike. So I need a bike to ride, something with bags on it. That's where we're at this moment. I don't know if I want to ship my bike out. I've got some noise in the bike. Heavy Ed said that he thought maybe I had a lifter going bad. So I'm actually thinking about not really taking it out on any long rides till we get to Sturgis next year. And have it worked on there because then we can drag it up with the trailer and we've got her bike back and forth. Plus I can always go to the Indian dealer or to the Harley dealer and we can get a bike for a couple of days from each one of them back and forth to have a bike if we need one. So that could happen. But so right now we're going to talk to, so when we go to Daytona, so here's kind of how we go. You wonder like, well, you're not taking your bike to the next 3 rallies. What are you doing? So in Ocean City, Emery HVAC, which I don't think he lets me ride. He gets me a bike. First year he got me a Honda. Last year he got me his personal bike. I rode his Road Glide. This year I don't know what he's doing. So he says it's already taken care of. So that's good. So when we go to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, it's Pig Trail Harley sponsors us. They've been doing it now for 2 or 3 years. They've been sponsoring us with a bike, and we highly recommend them for rental bikes and all that kind of cool stuff. They're going to have 50 vendors there. We'll be down there, and we'll give you all a preview on that before it happens. And then when we go to Daytona Biketoberfest, it's going to be Midwest Motorcycles that we always talk about on our channel. They become one of our sponsors by no money, but they're letting us. We're going to get to use a bike for the whole time we're down there for Biketoberfest. So we'll be able to talk about their bikes and all that stuff. And I want to thank everybody that rented bikes from them. They got a lot of business from us in Sturgis this year. Well, that's one of the things that I guess I've always known we've been really good at that a lot of you listen to what we say. Most people always say that's the reason you come to our channel because you're looking for you want to know the facts, none of the garbage, and don't if we're talking about something, it's actual. It's not because somebody paid me to say it. So just like our sponsors, we only have sponsors that we do business with. We should be getting, it looks like we're going to be sitting down with Billy from Twisted Tea. He's going to sit down and negotiate this year. All the stuff that people talk to you about.
Yeah.
What do you got? Email, put that on there.
No, I already did that.
Graphics.
They want to know if we're riding to Bikes with Barbecue.
No.
You already talked about that, but we're going to be at our daughter's. We're renting a car. We're driving down, and Pig Trail gives us a bike to rent. Jeff Biz Camp wanted to know if you've done any new improvements to the shop or done anything with that.
Charged all the batteries up in all the vehicles. Got that all done. I laid out the banners that we picked up. I was supposed to be getting one more. Hopefully I'll get the one I really want. They had a really cool Twisted Tea. One that said, "Get Twisted Tea, Sturgis 85th." And it's gigantic. I'm going to probably have it shipped home. But it's supposed to be
Steve from Iron Horse.
Iron Horse is supposed to be bringing it to Ocean City. I'll have to ship it home.
And Wallace wanted to know if we were going to the Mecum auction this year in January.
Yes. And it's too early because I sent my request for it. They're like, we don't even have it on the books yet. I said, well, you had the dates. So we'll keep your name aside and we'll get you guys set up. He said, don't worry about it. You'll be in again. And but that's one of the things that I've got to say is, I guess, which I never really thought about it until I got the email from the business group in Daytona and said their IT person looked at it and said, "Wow, you guys are blowing it away." And for us being a small channel with 31,000, almost 32,000 subscribers, compared to some of these people got 100,000, million, whatever they got, and we're sending more people to those
Getting the
people
message out.
makes me feel better. It also realizes that you guys listen to what we talk about, that you rely on a lot of the things that we say. I would never tell you something wrong. One of the reasons we don't promote a lot of products, somebody the other day was bad mouthing sponsorships. Well, these people that are selling crap on the internet, if you got a YouTuber that's telling you about a seat they got or whatever they got, there's a link in their description. There's a link there. They're making money. They make money on links.
So that's their sponsor.
So when they say they're not getting that sponsorship stuff, you're getting 10 to 25% off of everything you're buying from this guy recommending. You don't think he's making money? So at least we're honest, which it is. We tell you, we have sponsors that help us get to the rallies on the East Coast. If it didn't, we wouldn't be doing those rallies anymore. That's kind of what we told everybody. We're not expensive. Our top sponsorship at this moment is about $3,500. That's it. We start out at $1,000. So it's like I've actually got a couple of subscribers that actually sponsor us. Yeah, we've actually got 2 or 3 that actually send us money on a regular basis. So, but they're at the end. They're on there. But you might be thinking, why are they on? Well, that's why. But not everybody that's on there that's a sponsor necessarily is giving us money. They could be doing something for us. One Sexy Biker Chick lets us stay at her house last year. She's going to give us a couple nights for her apartment that she has this year.
Komodo.
We have Teddy Morris has given us a hotel to stay at. Best thing there because the GM there, the new GM, it is totally, if you've ever dealt with the Rossmeyers or Teddy Morris up until about a year ago, they have a brand new GM, Kelly, and he is actually from Black Hills Harley. He actually retired. And when he retired, they called him down there, and now he's the new GM.
Teddy got a hold of him.
And he's the greatest guy in the world. He'll do anything for us. Once again, we guarantee everything they do. If you have any problems or any issues down there, please contact us, and we'll make sure we can get it straightened out for you, or at least we can hear both sides of the story to find out. Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's them. So we try to be the mediator in the middle. I listen to you first. Tell me your story, what happened, how it all happened. And then we talk to them, get their side of the story, and we're like, okay, how can we fix this, make this right with them? And so far, we really have had very few. Because anybody that comes on our channel, even if they're not a sponsor, I tell them that when we bring them on, I guarantee their products. So anybody that's been on our channel, we stand behind their work. And so if you have a problem with somebody like that, you can always contact us, and we'll be happy to talk to them, find out what the story is, what's it going to take to make it right. So far, all the ones we've had have given a great offer. Not everybody always accepts that offer. But if I look at it and I said, they usually ask me that question, well, what do you think? And I'm like, you've gone way out of here. You've gone way, way out
of your way.
Yes.
Above and beyond the call of duty.
Yes.
So Steven said, I thought speed fixed your noise.
One of the noises.
You got to remember this bike is what, 12, almost 12 years old. So it's got some issues.
What happened with my bike is I should have never done that. I should have just bought a new motor down the road. That would have. But my first work that I ever had done on the bike was I wanted to have, which I had on my other bike. I always had a new cam put in it. I changed out the oil pump because on the older bikes, until they came out with the M8s now, the older bikes, the oil pump sucks. That thing's got less than a half a pound of pressure. I seen it when I put my Dakota gauges in. And I'm like, holy crap, at an idle. No wonder they have some trouble with the damn bike. Now my bike has about almost 30 pounds of pressure at an idle. So that was kind of the first thing I did. I changed the cam out. I put in the solid gears for the cam, and I did the oil pump. I did that as soon as the warranty expired on it. And so I did that on my last 2 bikes I had, my Harleys, and never had any real trouble with it. Well, then we started getting that ticking noise. So first of all, we had trouble with the pipe. The bike fell over in the trailer, and that kind of started down the road.
You have a twin cam?
Yeah, we have a twin.
Right. Well,
It's a
graphics was asking.
2014 TVO. It's the 110, which is part of the problem too, because 110 had a lot of trouble. The engine got too hot, all that kind of crap. That's some more story. So what ended up happening is, so when I started having that noise, so I had some compensator noise. So the bike came up to a stop. Well, after Speeds did all that work to my bike, put the new cam and all that stuff in it, I pulled up one day in Laconia, turned off my bike, and it went clunk, clunk, clunk. And they said, "Oh crap, you got a compensator going out." I'm like, "Oh my." So we ended up waiting until we got to Sturgis, and I had the Dark Horse composition one put on. So then after that, it seemed pretty quiet. But it kept sounding to me almost like an exhaust. I got a listening devices I put on the bike. I couldn't hear anything. They rode the bike, said they didn't hear. Well, then I started getting this other weird noise, and I kept thinking the compensator was having a problem. It was a bad one. So I ended up taking it out to Henderson Harley-Davidson, and they listened to it. And they brought all their mechanics, and they listened to my bike. They took it all apart, and they said, "There's nothing wrong with your compensator. You sounds like to us, it sounds like the bearing in the transmission's going." So I'm like, "Okay, I don't know." So they put it back together. Didn't charge me nothing. I had to pay. And I took it. I ended up calling Speeds. I took it out to a guy out in Kingman that is friends, which is friends, which is great guy. If I had to have work done out here, that's who I would take it to again. He listened to it. He brought me back out. Well, first he said, "Let's go ahead and change out your chain." And I would recommend, this guy said, "You don't have a high performance motor. You don't really need
that big of a compensator."
Yeah. Those are known.
They're
If you get
heavy-duty.
a heavy duty Baker, or you get a
Dark Horse,
they're going to make a little bit more noise than what stock one, because they're made different. So he said, "I'd recommend putting a Screaming Eagle one on.
Good.
Put your new chain on, because if some reason, if Speeds would have, because they ended up taking it apart twice, if that chain got turned around, once it's on there, it kind of fits a certain way, and if you turn it, it could cause problems too." He said, "Let's put a new chain on it, put a new compensator in it, get us the Harley one, and we'll go from there." And I'm like, "All right." So he did that. Well, he calls me up and says it's done. So we call him up, and we're getting ready to leave, and he's like, "Don't come." And I'm like, "Why?" He says, "We need to take it back out for another test drive." Like, all right. So he takes it for another drive, calls back and says, "Can you come out?" Like, "Well, we were going to come out. Well, come out now. Come out." He says, "I want you to listen to something." Came out, had my bike on the dyno, fired it all up. And he says, "Listen to this side." He put a stethoscope on there, and I'm like, "Let's go to the other side." Put it on the transmission. I'm like, "Holy crap, that bearing's about ready to come out." He said, "That's what I wanted you to hear. You need new bearing put in the transmission." I go, "And while we're there, we ought to just change the three main bearings in there. The ones at the shaft, and then also the ones inside them." That's fine. Do whatever. So then they wrote it and said, "Oh, everything seemed fine." Well, then we did write it, and it has seemed fine. Off and on, I've had a weird noise that comes up every now and then. Once again, it sounds like the exhaust again.
like a whistly kind of.
And so we took it to Speeds, took it out, and they wrote it last year and said, "We don't hear nothing out of the door." And so I've had a couple other people have rode the bike and said, "We don't hear nothing." So this year I ended up going to Heavy Ed when he was in Sturgis there, Midwest Cycles. And I said, "You get somebody to ride my bike." I asked him first, "Would you ride my bike?" He said, "Well, let me get my guy that does engine work. Let him take it out and ride it." Well, first it was down a quart of oil. I hadn't checked it. Oil just had been changed. So odd. It was changed in Daytona. So we rode it all that time. Daytona, Leesburg, Myrtle Beach, and then back.
Panama
Then it
City.
got hauled back. And so it was down a quart. He put a quart in. He put some special oil in it to kind of quiet it down. When it first started up, it did sound better. But then as I rode it again, I started hearing this noise again. What he says, he thinks one of the new lifters is starting to have a problem. So at that point, I don't know. Only two places I'm going to look at it would be, one would be Speeds. I could take it back out to this guy out here, but we're getting rid of it. I don't know if I come back, if I decide I want to do that. Because the part would be warranted under S&S, but I would still have to pay the labor. If I wait for Speeds, I probably wouldn't have to pay the labor to do it. If I take it wait until Daytona spring or Sturgis next year, he'd probably give me a pretty good break on whatever it needs. And I can still get the part. But so there's where I'm at with my bike. Almost bought a new 2024 Road Glide. They were going to give a heck of a great deal. Way, for 24s, way under MSRP. I was really close. But Once again, we owe way more money than we ought to be owing right now anyway. I don't want.
I don't know how many miles you got on your CVO.
I got about 40,000. I only look at
Just
the old.
wanted to know.
We rode almost 2,000 miles while we're just in Sturgis. We rode around town, Black Hills, and but we would have put probably another 1,000 miles on it if we would have. Half the time we kept driving the truck the first week we were out there because they kept saying every day it was going to rain and it never did. Like, let's just drive the truck, and could have been riding a motorcycle all that.
Schmidt says he still has his 1980 AMF shovel head. Never had any issue. Awesome. Says.
See, most of my bikes, I've never really had a whole lot of trouble with most of my bikes.
Figured out why the battery kept dying.
Her bike.
Know how my bike was doing. I didn't ride it the whole time I was in Sturgis. We took it all the way up there.
They could have dragged the golf cart along.
Would have had to take the bed back out. But yeah. I didn't know I wasn't going to ride it.
Well, normally she likes to ride before the rally. And it just never, a couple days that she could have rode it, she just didn't feel up to riding.
Well, my wrist has been really hurt. My knees have been really iffy if they're going to give out or not. I'm like, I don't know. I'm falling apart.
So she didn't end up riding it. So we just kind of sat there. But the battery kept going down. We found out that the Zero battery phone charger was pulling too much voltage out of it. And because mine doesn't do it. So I had called Rick Rack because that's where I got it from. And talked to one of the guys there and on the phone. And he said, oh, yeah, we've had some trouble with those. And I said, well, you could just unplug it. I said, I don't want to unplug anything. I want to leave it so I can, And so they gave her a new one. So I just took it down there. I just took it off.
We never did put it back on
Yeah,
yet.
it's laying in the back.
About that again?
So if you're watching a regular YouTube video on Bob and Tam Show, not this live, afterwards you can do it, but not during it because it doesn't show up during this. There's a new button down there when you look at where you can share it or you can give us a donation or anything like that. There's one that says it's Hypes, HYPES. Hit that. Whenever you're watching a video, what that does is you're referring our videos out to other people.
It lets YouTube know you want to refer it.
So by you doing that, that helps our channel.
You don't have to do anything but click that button. It doesn't
cost you a penny. And all it does is it lets YouTube know that you're recommending our video to other people to watch. So hit that hype button anytime you're watching our videos. They'll only let you do it once on each video. You can go back and watch all the videos and hit it. But you got to watch a few seconds of it or it'll come right up. I've noticed when I'm watching our videos when they first come out that it comes up in the comment. It says, would you like to hype this? And I tried to hit it, but it won't. Since it's my video, they won't let me.
So Joe Schmidt said he's anxious to see what Harley comes out with for 2026. What are you thinking?
They're supposed to be coming out with a lower price bike, something around $6,800. I'm here. I was thinking about doing a video, which I'm probably not going to have time. Somebody sent us a video that a guy put out about why they got rid of the old Evo motor. He said a few things that weren't 100% accurate. I'm not going to say who it is. I don't even know the guy. I never watched his channel. They sent it to me and she watched it first and then I looked at it and I didn't even watch it. But the reason they got rid of the Sportster, first of all, a lot of people are, this guy started out trying to tell everybody that, that's the bike that people like to chop and do this.
Make a bobber or a
So right now, if they made the old Sportster right now, let's say it's $10,000. The old Sports with the Evo motor. Gonna go out and buy a brand new one tomorrow? I'd probably say. Typically, Sportsters were always an entry-level bike for somebody to buy. I couldn't get the numbers. I was going to call some of the dealers back where the new model came out in 2020. The water cooled and all that. But it's an entry-level bike. So if you were looking at a new bike, who do you think would be buying new entry-level bikes? Younger people. So you'd want to build that bike to be similar to what Honda and Kawasaki and Suzuki and all these other people are selling as an entry-level bike. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you that's what they're thinking. Somebody's blaming Dice or whatever for him doing all that. I don't even know if First of all, he blamed it on the emissions in overseas. California emissions will not approve an Evo motor. And for what it would cost to turn that motor into a mission, because you got to realize now, and people don't realize this. No matter how bad you hate California, or if you love it, or whatever you do, whatever they decide now in California rolls across the whole United States. They were the first ones to do emission tests. They were the first for all this kind of crap. So it rolls over everybody. So pretty much now, most of these companies, as soon as California says something, everything is. Because one person was saying that, because we're finding that out, most bikes now, even what you could buy a bike in New York, and most of the stuff now is all California approved. Not like it used to be. It used to be you had to have so many miles on the bike and all that. Well, there's so many of the bikes now that they're just building the bikes as California approved, because nobody knows where people buy them. So go from that. But that was one of the things that I said when this person was talking about this video. I went back and started doing my research, and I found that, California and some of the other states had already, they won't approve an Evo motor. No matter how well you love that bike, how long you loved it and all that stuff. But how many people were actually buying brand new Sportsters? I remember when she first got her first, which was a used one, it was '07. This was in, when did you get your license?
9, 9.
And at that time, they only had one or two. They had an 883 and a 1200. That's all they had in the showroom. They didn't have anything else. This is a bigger dealership. They didn't have a lot of Sportsters on the floor. Once again, why are we stocking, building something that people aren't buying? And what he tried to say was China bought the patent on it. I didn't find nothing that Harley sold it to China. I don't know what they meant by that. So there's my thinking on Sportsters. I think it was a bad deal that we don't have Sportsters, but the only reason I say the Sportster's gone, not because it was such a great bike, that it was a low cost bike. And get something that's halfway decent. We had that 550 and 750. Nobody really liked those. So remember HVAC broke. It was like a little e-bike. But so I don't know if you got thoughts about Sportsters. If you think, I don't know if you've seen that video, or if you're the person that sent it to us, seeing that guy talk about that video. He's got a pretty big channel, like 500,000 channel. I'm not arguing with him. I'm not saying anything bad about the guy. That's why I'm not telling you who he is. I'm just saying from what I find out, what I see, I think a lot of people that make videos is their opinions instead of actually
And yours isn't?
No, I do some research on stuff that I did. Just like here, I went back and looked and seen, why is the Evo motor not around anymore? What's the emissions would be on Evo? Why would Harley-Davidson? So I went to a lot of different sources where I got my information. It wasn't all from the same place. So that's how I did it. I still want to talk to some dealers, which I haven't got around to doing. We're going to be seeing 3 dealers here in the next 2 months. So we'll talk to them about the Sportsters and stuff like that. See what they think. Talk to some of their salesmen that have been around a while and what they thought about the sales of them back then. Maybe they can go back into most of the places, everything's computerized and been computerized for a long time. Back in 2021, how many Sportsters did you sell? For me, an 883 was a piece of shit. Never even owned an 883. Had a guy, one of our groups had one.
Members. You could never even keep up when we go on a local ride.
Doing 65, you couldn't keep up with us. Like, oh my gosh, that's why she got the 1200. Because I'm like, you're not going to get a bike that we're going to have to hook a rope on you, pull you behind us, get you up with.
Especially when we go up to Big Bear and stuff, up the mountain.
So the 1200 was great. I love the Sportster. I'm not so fond of hers because hers is so low, which we didn't know when we bought it. But it's hard for me and her to be on her Sportster. Just too much. I don't have enough leg, too close to the ground. And we didn't know. We thought it was a custom.
Hurt is bad when you fall.
But being it's a custom, we thought it was a custom. And then
which was what my first bike was.
When we started doing the title and all that, we found out that it wasn't. It was a limited edition low for that year, because we ended up finding out when we went to go buy tires for the stupid thing. They only made tires for that size bike 1 year, and that's it. So we put new tires on it. Rid of it before tires go. Oh, but there's my thought. But and it is Harley's got to do. I don't know about the new
whoever Kane Bronson.
I don't know.
Because Kane Bronson made the Sportster popular.
I mean, there's a lot of people, I think even Evil Knievel, didn't he jump something with one of the Sportsters at one time? No, but I mean, back in the day, it was probably a very popular bike. The Evo motor was a very popular, and it's still a popular motor with a lot of people. A lot of people think that's where Harley went wrong when they made the V twin. They should have stuck with the Evo motor. I'm not.
Well, if Evo wouldn't pass emissions, they had to get rid of the Evo
Oh
motor.
yeah, because because now emissions is getting kind of crazy. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. See. Oh, he's gonna empty so he can refill. That's what he's trying to say. Southern Illinois. Yep, that's where XM Biker Carla. Gary's on. Hey, how are you? He got a brand new AT trailer. Oh, I guess he was talking to somebody on the phone about that. I thought we were talking about it here. But yeah, very nice. It's a fifth wheel. Tell Jerry and Jill. Hey, Jill. Right. It hit over 100,000 miles. That's a lot of miles. Ride your bike though. See a lot of people ride their bike as much as some others. And for that, Mark's on.
Ah.
They were based on facts.
Well, somebody brought me this the other day, and we did the breaking news. Probably nobody's ever watched our channel, and he came on and said, "Wow, you're actually real people, not an AI video." But you got to realize that it is swamping everywhere. Neil sends me a lot of them. A lot of the ones Neil sent me, they're AIs, and you can pretty much tell if there's not a talking person talking anywhere through that video. You can hear their voice change stuff. People aren't perfect; they may not say the perfect word or something like that. But AI is perfect. The pronunciations, and you see a lot of pictures. And if you really look at it, I go back to the one about 3 years ago. They showed a video, a guy made an AI video that Harley was going total electric, getting rid of all their bikes, electric. They were going to come out brand new the next year. This guy's video went to 1 million views. And it's like, when you start looking at they're showing V twins even. They didn't even have M8 motors on the bikes. And they're saying these were electric bikes. And I'm like, they're saying all the street glides are all.
And then they show a picture
electric.
of the motor, and the motor's a twin. Yeah,
twin cam. And it's like, it didn't make any sense. And so I called Harley, and they said, "Oh yeah, we seen that video. We don't know what we're gonna do about it." Blah, 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 blah. Well, then the next couple of days, the guy put one out on Indian, saying how they're going to close all dealerships. They're going to go strictly catalog, internet only orders. Which part of that is true. They've been selling on the internet forever. But if you go on there looking for a good used bike, you can go to the Indians website and you can buy a bike from there. But you're buying it from wherever that bike is sitting at. If it's Sturgis, if it's in Los Angeles, wherever it's at, you're buying it from that dealership. You're not buying it from corporate Indian or Polaris. And so so there I called Indian, and they said, thanks for letting us know. We're going to look into this. We're going to do something about it. 2 weeks later, this guy's channel's gone. There's another stupid guy that keeps putting videos out. Well, I don't know if it's a guy because they don't have a real name on there. And it's a guy telling you how Trump's saying that Harley's going to go bankrupt and all that. That's all from the first time Trump was in office. So all that crap that this guy's talking is not even anything that's even real today. And you should do that. When you see a video come up and you're like, "Oh, I can't believe Harley's going bankrupt." Is Harley-Davidson going bankrupt? You got to do. And they're going to tell you no. So it's very easy for you to do just a little bit of research when you start hearing these people say stupid stuff. And a lot of it is AI. It's not even somebody that's actually looked something up. It's somebody that sat there with a computer and they type. And some of the stuff, all you got to do is write in there and say, "Trump said Harley's going to go bankrupt." And it'll write a whole script up for you. It'll put all the pictures on there and the videos and all that for you. That guy, it took him probably 15 minutes to make that video. And he's raking in the money. You guys are jumping on it. I see some of these videos go to 1 million views. Don't feed into this. If you click on this stuff and it sounds like it's crap, stop the video and do a little quick research on your phone. Just ask a simple question. That's all you have to do, because you're promoting those people and they're going to put some more of that crap out. And and
then pretty soon you're not going to know what's true and what's not.
And it's really bad. And it's I could probably find one pretty quickly on my phone that, because there's always one. I'll call this guy out, but don't go watch his video. But, yeah, Trump and Harley. So here's another one. This is probably one too. This one says it's from, the Republican something is what it the channel is called Republican World, and, it's supposed to be Trump's ranting on high tariffs that he's just putting on Harley-Davidson. Well, it's kinda like the same crap that I hear,
Time's up. Well, a lot of the videos, they're even doing some on TV commercials now. I'll listen to it, and you can hear the voice. It's this one voice.
there's another stupid one that it's got sites, and you can tell usually when you look at it, this guy's called the Ride Reel at 41,000. And the fun thing that I always like to do is click on their name and pull up their channel and just see. So this guy's only put 4 videos out, and he's got one video, it's got 673,000 views, 179, 74,000, and 55. He's only put 4 videos out, and they're all the same kind of crap. One's about Harley Davidson just went bankrupt after this. These motorcycle brands will collapse in 2025. Nobody's buying these Harley Davidson models, and this is why. They're wiping the floor with Harley,
Jeff.
and Harley loses it all. It shows Zeitz screaming at the camera, and it's like, first of all, you've never seen him scream at a camera, and because he wouldn't do that. But it's just funny how everybody jumps on bandwagon and they look at this stuff and it's like, oh yeah, see Harley's doing this. Oh, can you believe what they're doing that? Oh, Leesburg, the same thing happened with
America
Leesburg
first.
Rally. And that's actually local news screwed it all up. And if you didn't watch the video, you missed out because we actually call the people in charge. So here's what happened. I'll give you a quick analysis of why you've probably seen that Leesburg Rally this could be 2026 will be the very last rally because they're going to go bankrupt. Want to know what happened? We'll make it real quick for you. Normally, what the Leesburg Rally does is they give all their money away to charity. Local charities in town, whatever money they make, they give away. Last year, they were down $450,000.
That they normally give away.
Yes. They made money. They made about $250,000. They didn't make that extra 450, so they only had 250,000 to give away. So they didn't lose any money. They are not going out of business. The rallies are already set for 2026. They're going to have it for 27, 28, 29, 30, whenever. There's no plans at this moment, but what they're doing is they're going to be a little smarter in what they're going to do. So what they're going to do, in the past, they had a business organization that took care of it. These last 2 years, be the 3rd year. It's been put on by the city. City has hired a young lady. What's her name?
Maggie.
And so she's been the one that's been on our channel. She's been really great. I couldn't say enough about her. Calmest person I've ever seen running a rally. Always got a minute to talk to us. Appreciate it. She does a great job. Couldn't say any more about her. But what they're going to do is they're going to do. I guess which some of the people came on that video and commented that like if you owned a bar and you wanted to sell beer outside, you had to go. There's other legal things that have to be done. If you want to have a beer stand and all that, so they're going to hire a company that's going to take care of all the insurance for it, take care of the tenants, and take care of the liquor license, all that for all the stuff that's going on. And they can make money on that. But the city just wants to get out of it because some of these big companies can get, it's kind of like that. If you went out and bought, let's say you got a son that just turned 18 and you're going to buy him a motorcycle and say, go get your own insurance. Well, he's not going to get a very good deal because he's not on a policy. He doesn't own anything else. Let's say he doesn't even have a car. So by going and saying, well, I'm an 18-year-old and I got a motorcycle, I need full coverage on it. Well, what experience do you have? Well, this is my first thing I've ever bought. This is the first thing that I ever rode on. The first thing I've ever owned. Oh, well, yeah, let's charge you $5,000 a year, because you got but if you came up and said, it's just like here, if you add your cars to your home policy, you're going to get a better deal. The more things you put in a bundle, the better deals you get. While the insurance companies talk about that bundle. What do you got?
They wanted to know the totals that they sold. They'd have to put money.
1,105 bikes between both dealerships. 276 at the Sturgis store, and what the other? Put it on Facebook.
829 at Black Hills Harley, 276 at Sturgis, 1,105 total between the two.
Did I not say that? So, which it is, and people go, well, I don't know how they sell that. They probably could have sold more because they hired an outside financing, and I had a few complaints about it at the first week of people buying bikes that they were very high pressure, not on the sales, but on the financing. And when they found out about it, they went and talked to the finance people and said, no, that's not how we do here. Don't, it's, you've ever been to a car salesman or you ever bought anybody, they always want to keep pushing everything. The gap, extended warranty, lifetime oil changes, whatever it might be. Push. Well, that's why we talk about only certain dealers, because there's a lot of dealers out here. Like when we bought our bike, they ask you the question, you want the warranty? Like when I bought her last Sportster, you want the warranty? And I'm like, no. Do you need gap? We're like, no, we're paying cash for it. Need gap. Okay. And that's when we bought it at Black Hills Harley last year. That's the way it was. And they added their tax on it, and they did show stupid fees that I don't like, document fees I don't like ever pay.
We said we don't pay doc fees. And then our salesman says, that's my salary. That's what I make on selling the bike.
They don't give them commission. They get the doc fee.
That way they're not fighting over people or trying to high pressure you. So,
but the finance people, they all make that and all that kind of stuff. So but to me, it's what's happened with most people that buy a new motorcycle is you make the number one mistake is you don't put any money down. So you're buying a $23,000 bike. You're putting a $2,000 extended warranty on top of it. You're putting gap on it, another $15,000 to $2,000, and whatever else you decide to buy. Let's say you get some upgrades and put on the bike while you're there. So next thing you know, you're $10,000 upside down in the motorcycle.
Or you ever drive it off the?
So then you got to have gap, because if you had a wreck with it, your insurance company ain't gonna pay for it. So that's your first mistake. You should put some kind of money down on the bike. I'm a good one that I used to buy the warranty all the time on all the new bikes that I bought. I've always put an extended warranty on. This is the only bike that I've had that I've never used the extended warranty. Waste of $1,800 because it never had trouble with it.
If all this trouble would have happened before, it would have been good, but nothing happened until after the warranty expired, of course.
And I had the 7-year warranty on it, so it didn't pay. The bike never went in the shop. Any repairs, never had anything I ever had to do to it. Now, my other bikes, yes, the used ones I bought the warranty on it, and they did go in the shop and got different things. So I do recommend a warranty. Gap, I'm not a big one. If you're putting enough money down, you don't need to pay for gap. There's no reason for it. But you should be, if your bike is upside down, let's say I was going to trade let's say I'm going to trade my Ranger that we just bought. Right now, they say I'm about $2,000 in the clear on it, $700. Bank sends you payment every board. And so if I took that down there and traded it in on a brand new truck, an $80,000 truck, well, I still owe $20,000, whatever, $15,000. That $15,000 now, depending on what they give me for a trade-in,
Goes into
the new truck. So now you're upside down already in that. So that's the part that people really get messed up with, like especially with motorcycles, because they buy all that extra stuff. They go to trade it in a couple of years, and you're $5,000 or $10,000 upside down. Well, they take that money and stick it in new bike. Now, if you bought all that other crap on it again, now you're $20,000 upside down. So that's your dangerous thing that you have to run into.
Best always sell your bike outright and then put that money down on the bike.
Yes. Unless your bike's having a bunch of trouble with it, you just want to get rid of it.
All right. Now, yep. Right. They were talking about gas prices. What's our regular gas? $2.78?
Time for regular. I mean, everybody's varying. The other day, somebody sent us one from Illinois, and it was about the same price we were. And I'm like, gee, Illinois or Missouri is usually cheaper than that. It just depends on where you're at.
Missouri to buy your gas.
It's kind of like we went to Sturgis. Utah had really good price of gas. Wyoming wasn't too bad, but of course, when you get up to South Dakota, it always jumps Dakota. We come in a couple years ago, came from Laconia, which is cheaper in Illinois, which is shocking because Illinois is acts like
Oh,
California.
we went through New York and all that, Pennsylvania.
They were all
Get on by off to
and so it's now when you look at them selling 1,105 bikes, that's not all new bikes.
venue.
So the tent was about half full when we left.
Right. Leaning back and relaxing.
I didn't want to be too close to them. Check,
Really
check, check,
loud.
check, check. Yep. So when you're so you have to look at so they probably sold, I don't know, we'd have to call them and ask them what they sold in what the versus used bike. Now probably the dealership in Sturgis probably sold more new bikes. They had a
They
lot
are.
more new bikes in stock than they had used bikes. But
Jeff's the price of out in California out there.
yes,
Outrageous.
that was $1.25.
Almost $2 more a gallon. Because we paid 2 something when we left. We got over there and it was 4 something. Like, wow.
Typically, when I'm riding the motorcycle, I don't really look at the price of gas. It doesn't really matter. Much.
$2.57 at Costco.
Usually, most of the United States doesn't stay close to the same price, which is shocking. I know when we first did this, the very first year in 2020, we drove across the United States. It gas was down like in Oklahoma. You could get gas under it was under $1 a gallon, and it was all different. It was up I think almost $3. We got to Florida that. So it's kind of weird how different states charge different price. They say in South Dakota, and when you start getting up north, is the gas trucks they have to come up from the 80, not from the 90, bringing the gas from that side, coming from California, wherever they to pick up the gas and haul it there. So that's why they have to add all that cost in for hauling the gas. So that's kind of what we got going on. What's written down?
I guess Jeff Biscamp said that you do a tour of your shop with all your which when we've done a live before, he's gone around the shop and done that.
Well, we got to move the trailer out because we've got a permit, which I never got. We need to get it before the end of the year. Get the trailer approved for outside, and we need to set that all up. And we're waiting for it to get a little cooler because I didn't want it sitting out there in the sun the whole. And then get them to approve it. That way, we can always have a trailer sitting on there. Like if somebody wanted to come stay with us or visit us, you could stay out there more. Typically, you stay for 3 days without having to move it. Well, if I've got the permit, they're not going to look and see what model it is. As long as there's only one trailer hooked up, they're not going to say question. They want to come out, visit or something, you bring the trailer, you'd be able to hook it up at the. So we want to do. What I'm thinking now is I'm thinking about painting the wall because the drywall's.
He's thinking about painting the walls. You paint?
I spray.
That's a nightmare.
And then I want to hang. I got to hang my lights up. Those all wired up. I've had for 2 years. Those all put up, so I have lights. Not saying normally I'm not there at night. I might be if I had lights. A little cooler at night. So get all that done, get it painted, move the banners around. There's some of the banners I want to hang from the ceiling, and then behind the wall when you first come in the garage, where the got that big storage thing there, cabinets. Yeah, and I want to put banners up above those. I'm kind of waiting for the next couple banners.
When you hang them from the ceiling, on that one wall, how they get tore up when
I'm gonna have to
doors are
tie them
open.
down or something. I might end up running maybe a duty rope or something, one into the building together and tie it down to that. Or maybe I'll get a wood or something and run a beam ceiling bottom of the behind the base.
He
You know, like
knows. I don't like to see cords and stuff.
somebody's OCD here. Just finally figured that out after 46 freaking years, actually 48, because you dated in high school. We didn't live together. We never lived together until we got married. The motel nights, but never lived together. Back to work.
My parents owned a motel.
Stayed
What
in
are
any
you
of their
talking
rooms.
about?
Never stayed in any of their rooms.
Oh, $103 a barrel. So why is gas $4.29 a gallon
No exchange.
when it's pocketing earnings? Really?
Well, that's all corporate
So
America.
$5 a gallon in California.
Well, when I look at it, what I figured this out probably, I don't know, 25 years. That like where I used to work at the SoCal Gas in California. Used to be you had to be the CEO of the
Hey, Desert
company.
Cat.
You had to be a meter reader and work your way up through the company to get to be a CEO. Well, then like 20 years ago, they started actually 25 years ago, they decided they wanted to start hiring engineers. And I think that's when the country went downhill.
Good turn for
Is
the world.
they started getting to where they wanted to make CEOs want to make all the money, and the stockholders want to make all, and they want to push the wages down.
And the people that do all the work get pennies.
Yeah, and then it all happened. You know, it's like when people say, "Well, it's like the tariffs." You know, if we weren't, we're the only country that really didn't charge tariffs to anybody. You know, there's only 4 countries in the whole world that don't charge America tariffs. And like I say, we talked to somebody from England, and to buy a new Harley over there, which let's say it's 23,000 here, costs 64,000. Exact same bike over tariff. So why is that right? And then people go, well, it's because you're now going to pay more. Well, then don't buy it. You don't need it. If or buy an American or whatever it is. But I mean, it's sad now. When we were kids back in the '60s, we really didn't have very many things at all. It was China. Pretty much everything's made out of China. Just about there ain't much and nothing that's not coming in America that's China.
That Danny?
And maybe if
Mm,
maybe
can't tell
if
them.
we would charging the tariffs, same thing with taxes. I wish we get rid of federal tax and they would just raise the sales tax up. Then that way, you wanted to buy $100,000 car, you're going to pay more in taxes than somebody that's buying a $20,000 car. That way, which in turn, the people that's got the more money would be paying more taxes than the people that are poor that have no money. Probably people with no money ain't paying. Then I get on that same kick when people always talk about rich people uh, don't pay their fair share of tax. I always say the one question I ask everybody: Do you take a deduction for yourself, your spouse, for your interest on your house? Take deductions for anything. If you do, you're not paying your fair share of taxes. Fair share of taxes would be with no deduction. We're all guilty of that. If you don't like it, change the tax. You go. Typical thing for
Get off your soapbox now. They're talking about the barrel of gas prices.
it's crazy.
Everybody says that's a different price.
Well, let me look and see. Well, it depends on, which is funny because I used to have a gas station. It takes over a year by the time the gas gets pumped out of like Iran or wherever they're pumping it and get it over to the United States, get it refined because it comes over here as crude oil. It's not coming over as gasoline. They got to refine it. It takes up to about a year for it to get over there to here. But yet they raise the price the moment. What is the price of a barrel of oil? Current price.
Andy Day, 49. Got cars. He says he's happy with his 49 auto.
They're saying right now a barrel of oil is between $62 and $66. Oil prices.
Crude.
Everything comes in crude. How oil comes here.
$32.
That's about what it is. Which is crazy because it being that cheap, gas should be 50 cents a gallon. So, which it is. All these big CEOs.
So what's a barrel? 55 gallon?
Yeah.
55 drum?
Yeah. A barrel of oil is 55 gallons.
So how many gallons of gas can you get out of that?
You have to ask the phone. I used to know that. I don't know. You get more diesel out of it. That's why diesel is actually cheaper to make.
How many gallons? Of 42 gallons of barrel. Oh, it says makes. I guess not a 55 gallon. Between 19 and 20 gallons, about 45% barrels output.
About half the burn. So only half of it actually comes. But if you use diesel, you use most of the oil.
Kind.
About gas.
And high as a oh, yeah.
It's been over 100.
Well, what the crazy thing is once they say that the prices of crude is going up, man, the prices jump immediately.
That's what I said. It takes a year for the
But
gas
if
to
they
get
say
there.
the price of crude comes down, never see anything. How is YouTube showing commercials during your live stream?
We don't know why. Now, somebody told me if you go into other apps, not other apps, other websites. What's that other one? That one? Oh, Internet Explorer. What else is there?
Oh, Chrome.
You use, I don't know if it's Chrome. What's that other one? Bing or something? You go to some of these other internet sources, like whatever. They don't put the commercials.
That's why some people are getting it. Some people.
Could be Bing or whatever. I think Bing's one. But you can Google it and it'll come up. And there was a video on it I watched because I was looking to see. YouTube says they're doing it to try to make us more. They're doing it so they can make.
Yep.
So we have no control over that other than taking commercials out of completely. I won't do because that's the only way we make any money. Don't have. We
Yeah, so
appreciate.
if we take it off of this, it'll take it off all the other videos too.
Yes.
Yep, that's what they do. Almost 5 gallons. Well, this one said it was 42. Said a drum for a standard 42 barrel of crude. So I guess that's what they're we always call them 55 gallon drums.
Because that's what a steel barrel is.
Mission and get an oat burner. There you go. Or one of those corn ones. I don't know. They had corn back in the day when you had your.
No, they still have that. That's what that
I know.
EO85
I
is.
know.
Don't ever put that in your car unless you've been burning it from day one. Screw your car all up. 85.
I don't know. That yellow one. You don't want the yellow. I'll give you some money. Just no commercials. It's not that. It's not us. We don't. I mean,
I can't take them off.
and it never used to on live, so I don't know what happened.
They sent a thing saying they were trying to make you more money. You can also subscribe to YouTube, and that will take your commercials.
Yep. That's what I found. Billy Ray. Horse and buggy. Yep. The good old days.
Go ahead and feed that horse.
Yep.
Oats.
They were saying oat instead of buying gas, you drum is 5 gallons. Depends on where you look, I guess. That was AI generated information that was
What's
fed back to
considered a drum?
now. Even when you ask a question, it won't let you just get it. The AI generated thing comes up first.
No, it does say that.
It
Which
says AI generated.
well, no, but what it says is a drum of oil most commonly refers to a 55-gallon steel drum, a standardized container for industrial storage and shipping. It is important to distinguish this physical container from an oil industrial barrel of unit, which measures only 42 US gallons. See, probably because what's the 4-in-1? Not
There's
what is 42 gallons in liters? Still comes with a weird number. 158. That's still kind of weird. I thought maybe it would be more of an even number. That's why, because all this oil, most of our oil comes from overseas. So it's coming from a country that probably is using metric and not US gallons. Well, that could be why. But see, it's not actually coming in a 55-gallon drum. It's coming in a big old tanker that's full of oil. So the tanker's got to pump it out into the station. So it's not coming in 55-gallon drums. So That might be the misconception that everybody assumes because we assume a drum's 55 gallons. Well, they're not coming in 55-gallon drums. They're coming in a barge that's got, I don't know what a barge. What does the tanker oil oversee? What size is the tank? To the 2 million barrels. About or it could be as much. Could yeah, I mean as much as 84 million gallons if it's 1,300 feet. So
Canadian.
smaller
Chips
tankers,
on.
smaller tankers are 250,000 to 350,000 barrels. So it's not like I say, it's not. I think that's probably
Talking
what
about
messes us all
gas.
up because we think a barrel is 55 gallon because that's what we've always had in the United States. Every barrel, anybody knows a barrel. So I didn't know that. I would always assume that too. I never really looked it up. There you go. We all learned something new today.
Now you know. They say you learn something new every day, right? One thing.
How long have we been on?
Hour
And a half.
and
25 minutes.
Jumping Jack's on. He says, "Hey guys, there is an airport in Ocean to fly into."
Does biplanes come in there? I didn't see
We did that once. We took the kids to a
what airlines.
dance competition in Myrtle Beach, and so we didn't have the money to go, but my mom and dad went, and my grandma. So my mom and dad paid for the whole trip. So anyway, we fly into Charlotte, I guess, North Carolina, and then we're gonna fly into Myrtle Beach. We had to walk out on the runway.
So the only airports that will fly, there's no direct flights in there. You have to fly from one of these three, which is Salisbury Regional Airport. That one's the closest. Atlantic City Airport or
That's in
Philadelphia
Jersey.
International. That's the only three
That's
that
probably what we had to do. So anyway, you get on this little propeller plane. He's like, "I ain't getting on that plane." I mean, this is
sitting on milk cartons
he still talks
with a
about
rope.
that.
Hold on.
Exxon Valdez, we
Yeah.
get around
The
we
net
had
thing
about, yep, 3,000,000. I think that's the one that had that big oil spill
up
up
there in
there and,
California.
I thought it was Alaska
Well, it's up there, up there at the tip of California. I
or
think.
around
Killed all them
Washington
poor
State.
fishies.
Just to clean that up. I don't even know. I mean,
So,
still kinda
they went
crazy.
bankrupt.
Exxon's still around. Probably somebody else bought them out. Get the dawn out. Get them little ducks. "Well, fluff my feathers." I like that commercial. Uh, Charlotte to Salisbury. That, I guess. But we wouldn't be coming from there. We're coming from, West Coast. We're
Yeah.
in Arizona.
So
So
the
we
only
have
airlines that they show that we can fly from Vegas, so we like nonstop flights, is Baltimore.
pretty nice. That a few Well, that's kinda like you can also fly into Daytona Beach, but it's a lot more money. They have an airport there. And also, if we ever go to, Panama City, they have an airport there, but I'm sure it costs a pretty penny to fly into there too, because 'cause they're just really tiny airports. Just like here, we have an airport in Bullhead City. I mean, we could go right over there and jump on an airplane, but it's not gonna really take us anywhere except to
Vegas.
Vegas, and we could just drive up to Vegas, and it'd be a lot cheaper. So, uh, try to fly west, north out of Rapid City. If I could go east or south, what happened? Oh, Neil finding that out. There were only certain areas and all that other stuff
Well,
you
that's what
could go
happens
to.
when you have a small airport, they're very limited to where they do. Hopefully nobody's got any tickets bought for Spirit. Looks like they're gonna go belly up here. Bunch of airports pulled out.
So if you were flying out of that airport, then when you
Well, they're going to give you your money back and tell you good luck. Just like if you get an Airbnb and they wrote a couple stories about that on some of the rallies have been, I don't know if it's Sturgis or what, but they had a book for 2026 and they called back and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, but we're double booked and you were the second one. You're out now." Oh, there are people that I don't know who these people were. They were on Facebook. They have 4 dogs that they bring to the rally. And they're like, "Well, we go everywhere with our dogs. Do they ride on your motorcycle?" Doubt it. And it's like, I said, "Well, but they wanted a house is what they wanted, but they wanted to be able to have 4 dogs." And it's like, who's taking care of the dogs when you're not there? That's the problem when people, you're staying like in an Airbnb. Different if you were staying at a campground, you got a trailer, the dogs tear your trailer up. It's your problem, not, but like me, if I had a big old nice home, I'm not going to rent it to anybody I wouldn't let it rent it to anybody that has dogs at all because it's not, it's so easy for a dog to chew something up and then you go, well, whoa.
well, a lot of places we went because our dogs have always been fairly good. They charge you a fee whether your dog tears up anything or not. It's a pet cleaning
Yeah,
deposit,
it's
and then you
$100.
have to pay extra because you're bringing your vet
They did that at the
dog.
campground with
And then we did it up when we went to Vegas when we had that first condo, and I guess we stayed for so many days, and the kids came out. We switched the keys, and we had taken must have been Vegas. Then Kimberly and Ted brought Kelly. Yeah, you don't get any of that money back.
they charge you a deposit. They usually supposed to charge you a cleaning deposit. They're not going to clean that any different than they cleaned your room anyway.
If it could fly to at least Seattle.
But it also depends on how big of airports they are. That's, it's just tough when you look at small airports. That's all I can say. For us, when we flew to Sturgis a couple years ago in October, we
We flew to
flew to
Denver.
Denver, which was cheaper. It even gave us a car rental. We flew cheaper into there than going to Rapid City. But we paid for the car rental and the airline ticket to Denver, but we did have a 3 or 4 hour drive each way. But I mean, we were still money ahead versus going in. Now, the big thing with you can find Allegiant, they're the cheapest ones in there. If you could, but see, they only fly in one day and out one day.
Like 2 days during the week, like Tuesday, like you can fly in on a Tuesday, but you have to fly out on a Friday. You can't, there's no other days. You can't pick or choose when you wanna
So
go.
if you're going to go to the rally, you end up having to go like the Friday before and wait till the next Tuesday to get out. And so, if that's, I don't know. To me, it's not worth all that. I want to. I have my days planned, and I want to go the days I want.
He says he always wants to go on a cruise. I used to wanna go, and I don't wanna go anymore. Now he wants to go, and I don't wanna go, but I said, "We could only do a couple-day cruise because he could not be contained on a ship
Well, but
for
if
a week."
you get off and go places. If they port every day a different place, you're exploring places that I wouldn't be able to get to normally. Getting in on a boat. No, I wouldn't want to do like a cruise to Hawaii or something. On a boat. Nothing between here and Hawaii. But if you did like a Mexico cruise or a Baja or the Bermuda,
Escanaba,
any of that stuff out there,
a Caribbean.
that wouldn't be as bad. Where you're only on this. Most time they travel at night, and next day you get up and you're at the next port and you get out and do your fun things, get back on the boat, and you went to that in Hawaii.
Somebody told me that on a plane we were riding, because they said I said, "Well, what do you do?" And she said that they book a cruise in Hawaii, and the cruise, you stay on the ship, the same ship. So if you wanted to tour all the islands, the cruise goes to most of the islands. I don't think they go to every single one of them, but they go to the islands, and then you get off and you get to stay on that island. They'll stay there a couple of days, and then you get back on. Otherwise, if you go from this island to this island to that island, you have to pack all your stuff up, take it back with you, put it on, get to the next place and get to the motel. And so this way, once you get there, you're on the boat and you don't have to keep lugging your luggage around. I thought that was might do that.
You can't
That's the only cruise I would.
can't use those for save my points up. Why that's your dream vacation. Enough points probably not to do it.
have time now. Funds, and now you don't have the money or the time. The Mississippi River Cruise. That is outrageous. Have you seen
It's
that?
like $4,000.
He looked it up. He's like, "Oh, that would be kind of cool to travel down the Mississippi because we lived in St. Louis, and we thought."
Around Chicago too. We're on the Mississippi in several different places.
And that's outrageous. To be on a paddle boat, is it a regular? Not
It's a
even a
regular boat.
I
Regular
thought
boat.
cruise ship,
No, it's not that big. It's just
kind of like the Admiral used to be. Anyway, yeah, we saw that and looked into it, and
yeah.
it was
Thought
outrageous.
Thought it'd be a really great thing to do. Oh, we had a friend that did that. They were going to canoe from the Illinois River down to the Mississippi and go all the way down from when we lived up in LaSalle, Peru area, almost by Chicago. And they were going to ride a canoe all the way down
The Mississippi
to the
River.
Mississippi River. They only got about 50 miles after 3 days. They go get them. They were sunburned and
Took my kids out on the Mississippi River. I thought I was gonna have to
boat.
kill him. I was in school,
What's the boat to go?
and yeah, I don't know how I found out he took them, but
Making sure I'm here.
Legends
There's the
Cruises.
picture of the boat.
There's some places. I mean, you got to pretty much stay down the center of the
There's a picture of the
Mississippi
boat.
River, 'cause there's places where it's not real deep. Went 4 times. I couldn't watch concerts. I don't know how regular cruise. Rock Legends cruise. Trip said he's been on. We're out there in California. Was that from out in California? Yeah, you can go to Alaska from Salt Lake City. What do you look
Somebody wrote a question or from the here he wrote, Steve,
long?
let's give you your phone number.
Okay.
Papa and
then
Tim.
that's who it is. They want to see us in. Good.
Checking my emails. I see somebody got pop-up emails.
Because I'm on my phone all day.
And I'm doing it most of the time. I'm doing it for the channel. I'm looking at comments, looking at videos. I'm looking at. You're just looking at reels all day.
I do a lot of stuff.
Playing your game.
I'm
Spanish.
learning my Spanish.
3 years that she's been practicing Spanish. Talk to them in Spanish.
Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo está?
What about the next 3 rallies coming up?
Sí, la Ocean City.
I think it's just Ocean City. I think you have to make it sound like it's Spanish. So if we have any Spanish speaking people after 3 years of her taking 3 times a day,
It's to keep my brain active. I don't want to get Alzheimer's. You would not do well if I got Alzheimer's or dementia. Hmm?
I have
That's low riders. I like those. Gotta run. Bye, Janice. Good night. Still water to find them. And Uber water. Oh. Lettuce tacos and margaritas. See, I can say all those. Cervetas. I can read it better than I can say it or hear it. Don't know what all that. I was saying goodnight to Janice. Anything else you want to say?
not really.
Will and Tom. Yeah, it is the best American river cruise on the most of the American big rivers.
Still too much money.
Well, for something that we were, every single day of our lives pretty much growing up.
So next week we're probably going to do some lives during the week. Probably Wednesday there'll probably be a video come out. When maybe it'll be Thursday. Maybe Thursday the video. But Wednesday might be a live from down there. So we're probably only gonna see maybe 1 or 2 videos during this time and a couple of lives. Not guarantee there's gonna be anything out every single day. We'll probably do at least a short or 2 during that time. Because what I'm gonna try to do is just film a lot of stuff, and we wanna do some riding, and we wanna go check out some things. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time editing because I'm gonna have 9 days after this to do stuff. We've got a couple of videos that are in the queue. I have one that we're working on that's if you're a veteran that you'd like to rent a cabin for your family purchase or for any time, got a whole video. It's for free that we're going to be talking about. Got a video to put out about that. Some of you actually got to go with us and see that. We did that while we were down there. I also got another one on our helmet, and I got one on the motorcycle to explain the giveaway for the veterans home motorcycle. And then the raffle going on for the helmet. We got a video we're working on that for that. Those will be coming out after Ocean City. Plus, whatever we do in Ocean City, you'll see some videos after that for that day. Ocean City. Tell you what we thought and what we did and what I'm riding and all kind of stuff. HVAC didn't come on tonight.
I didn't see him.
Hiding in the background.
Might be. Up and say hi. He usually does if
And
we do any car shows. Go to SEMA. And we've been to a lot of car shows, different
well,
ones.
we got the car
through the
channel, but I
years.
haven't really been doing a lot with it. I thought we were going to get a lift, and we ended up not getting one. I was going to work on some of the cars we got. That didn't end up happening. Just try SEMA this year again, see if we can try to get one again. But what we're going to be showing you is there's somebody in Daytona that has a really cool collection of cars, and I'm hoping to get with him and show you some of these cool cars he's got. He'll take me for a ride, and a few of them we can film them. I want to.
You like it, Jay Leno?
And so we'll do, so there'll be some stuff coming up on cars. We do car shows, but see in the past, putting them on YouTube on our Bob and Tam's Total Adventures here. They haven't been.
He's got a couple businesses mixed up there.
That they never turned out real well for viewership. But we started the car channel, and we want to do some stuff with that. We want to start doing some videos for our paying people that we haven't done anything of that in a long time. I've got a few things to put on Patreon too that I haven't got around to doing. Mainly was a lot of girls that we seen at Sturgis that I really can't put on YouTube because they probably complain. So they're not a whole lot of showing stuff, but a lot of girls that were painted up, and a couple of girls had a lot more showing than they should. So that other, we didn't do any wet teas or anything this year. We didn't go out to Topless Tuesday and that crap. I got away from doing all that too. Sturgis next year will be a little different. I think we'll do it a little different than we did this year. That's a whole nother year away. Daytona, it'll probably be Biketoberfest, and Daytona will probably look a lot the same, except for Bike Week. Biketoberfest a little shorter, but we got some stuff going on there. Teddy Morris, he's going to be having a 3-wheel rally. Hopefully, be more trikes there. Hopefully, it's only going to be his second year doing that. See how that turns.
They sell repo car lifts for around $1,800.
I don't want a repo. I like free ones.
So the helmet, we're gonna the date we've got scheduled is January 15th, 2026. Because we're trying to raise, that's right before Mecum auction, and we're trying to raise enough money to get a bike during that time. So we're gonna sell anywhere between 200 and 400 tickets. 200 we'd like to get for sure. 400 would be nice because that would give us some extra money to get the bikes.
But by January 15th, if we don't have any more than we have sold today, it will be given away at that day. We'd like to get at least $2,000 worth because that's what the helmet's worth. Well, I'm like I said, we're going to do another video on it and talk about it again and show you some stuff about it. And We'll
If you
try to
know
do it.
anybody that might be interested in taking a $25 chance to win a $2,000 helmet, I think that's a heck of a.
I would do it. But I didn't put my name in there because I don't want to think I won intentionally.
Then we could raffle it off again.
Never know. Somebody might win it and decide they don't want to give it back. It happen too. Sometimes that happens.
But Neil said if he wins the veterans bike, that's what we donate it back so we could give it again to somebody else. Full bike.
Bernie's. That's what somebody said. Bring that to Daytona. Rode it enough. It's ready to go. Like I said, we just connected the battery and everything. Got all fresh oil in it. Everything's ready to go on it. Not really due to it. Cleaned it up real good. I didn't really clean it that great when I wiped some of the dust off. I
Just
did the video the
film
other
it.
day. Kind of did a walk around it. So it'll video. So I got a few things there going on. So
Fun.
let's call for questions.
Any idea when
concerns.
your videos of the helmet will come out?
Uh,
Been
the
a lot
week-
of them.
The helmet
Oh.
video, the new one won't be out till after Ocean City's over. Somewhere in those 9 days, it'll come out. For Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. Go back and watch the other one.
I can email you some information if you want to take it to, well, I don't know if you take it right now. To your dealership. I've reached out to a bunch of different dealerships that I know people at or that we've been working with. So I said, can you give this to your hall group or anybody else? And a few people wrote back and said, oh, can we take it down to the vets hall and blah, blah, blah. And I said, share it with anybody you want. We're just trying to sell at least 200 tickets, but I would like to sell. So we'll see. That calling you?
No, I was trying to think of what to see what you get donated.
Watching. Yeah, that's what I mean. We've seen a lot of different YouTubers that he's watching. He says, geez, they're not getting any views either, or not hardly anybody watching. So I don't know if it's the school year starting up and summer's over and people are just trying to get back to regular life or and then it's always seems a lull during the holidays. So during Thanksgiving, Christmas, that's a real slow time. So it's like it's already slow. I mean, how much slower could it get? So that's why he hasn't been putting out a lot of videos because he's like, if I'm putting them out and nobody's watching, why spend the time right now? Okay, I will, Neil. I got your email. I'll send it to
It's like we got 4 more inches.
you. Okay,
No, 6 more.
good. Maybe you send in because I did that beginning of all those out. Trying, not contacted out all your contacts. Told all my Cali friends. You, Chip. Thank you for the visit. Consider another bike. Arthritis is setting in, but I love a hardtail.
And that's tough. And that's one of the reasons I think they're selling so many trikes. Everybody's getting a little older, or a little harder to hold the bike up, that kind of things. I don't know. I don't know how many more years I've got into it for riding. I don't know. The 2 of us on the bike, it's tougher than just one. I make sure, usually when I ride by myself, I can ride with tennis shoes on. And when I put her on the back of the bike, I wear a little bit more footing on the ground, a little more stable. But I mean,
We're not actually selling like raffle tickets. Because somebody asked that in Sturgis. They said, why don't you sell all the tickets in Sturgis for the helmet? But we're not, it's oh.
well, you're dealing with the money. And
Yeah.
so that's part of the problem is,
This just goes all right into the bike build thing.
yeah. So it's all being put into the account where we're not touching any of the money. It's all going in there. It's being deposited. They give me a printout of everybody that bought, that have paid, put money into it. So we can see, hey, you put $100 in, you bought 125, it's a $50 one, whatever you gave, it's all there. So I just have to print
Nice.
that out, and
Handy
those will be
Dave.
the names that we'll put on the helmet or the drawing. And now it only comes in medium and large. Change it from medium to large. So you can't go, you're an extra large or something like that. It won't fit you. Can't. We got one helmet, and that's what they sent us. So we originally thought you could change it to any size, but I guess
They
it
acted
doesn't.
like they only made one helmet and just the inserts where you could do extra small to extra large. Well, it's not. I
It
guess they
didn't
make probably a medium to a
hard.
extra small and then a I don't know.
It only fits a couple sizes. So this one's a medium and a large. You can I don't know what the inserts for. I'm assuming I didn't put it on because I didn't want all to stay brand spanking. Touched it.
Right there. We have a little moment where you lose audio. Okay, sorry. I don't know if it's because we're kinda sitting back in the chairs. It is. Live and in person. A $2,000 helmet. See, there's a camera there on the top. There's 2 in the back. This side and one on this side.
Well, it's even hooked up for your brake light too. So when you hit the brake, the red light comes
No,
in the middle there. And it's carbon fiber, so it's
so
a
it's
lot lighter.
lighter.
And
It's even got an anti-theft thing on it, so if somebody actually steals it, they won't be able to use all the features on it. They can use the helmet, of course, but wouldn't be able to use the features. And it's like a low jack thing, I guess, and they can, um, find it for you. And then it comes with a lock and oh, I just think it's really cool. I don't know. I can't believe unless it's just because we can't get the word out. I don't know.
well, I think
Is
that's
there a
what it
link?
is. We
You have to
don't
go to the bikebuildsforvets.com.
set up it's on there.
I can see it. I couldn't see the bottom. Vets.com.
So if you go to that, that will it'll show you the helmet, it'll also show you the bike that we're giving away. And you go if you want an entry into it, you just hit the donation. And it kind of says that down there. For every $25, you get an entry. For $100, you get 4 entries,
5.
5 entries in it.
If somebody
So
wants to go hog wild and put $1,000 in, because it's a 501(c), so it's all tax deductible, you get 80. Because if you get 1,000, 20 into 25 is 40, so we'll double it. So you get 80. I thought that was
that's half the price.
yep.
And so it'd be really cool. I might end up buying one myself. Even nothing else, just you can get the basic helmet because it's the name of the company is
Cranium Intelligent Helmets.
oh I think I've got it on down there in the comments, not on this one, but on the one once we close it out, it will.
Right, Neil.
I think I got their website on there. But I mean, you can buy the regular basic helmet with nothing in it. I think they're like $3.99 or something. And then it goes up from there depending on what you want. But it's even already set up for your headphones and stuff
Bluetooth
where
and
it'll go to 4 different setups of intercom system
CB, walkie-talkies, whatever you wanna call it.
intercoms and where you can talk to people on that and answer your phone. And, I would just love to see all the things that it does because your maps are all up there in the top. It just, it's,
And the visor changes, so you don't need to change the visor, so when it's bright out, it's dark, and when it's dark out, it's clear. So you don't have to change the visor, you don't have to wear the sunglasses, you just have to pull that down. I mean, it's
yeah,
like, you
couldn't
wouldn't
ask for
believe
any
all
more.
the stuff that's got on it, so yeah,
Yeah. And you don't
we're
even have to
sold.
turn your helmet back because you'll be able to look to the right and you'll be able to see the people behind you. Look to the left, you'll be able to see,
Just
the
up there in
blind
your
spots.
in the visor part
Yeah.
because 'cause you've got those 2,
Cameras.
cameras behind you,
The one
so
on top is one you can record. So you can end up taking that and download it like a YouTuber. If you wanted to film your ride, that camera will do that. So it's for I think either it's 1080 or 4K. I think it's 1080. That's what took us so long to get it.
because
They
they
were
were
waiting for the
making it
upgrade.
better. Alrighty, so, well done.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We love all you guys. We love spending time with you guys. We hope to meet a lot of you at our next couple rallies we got coming up. 3 rallies. That's going to end it up for this year. So don't forget to support our sponsors because they're the ones that get us there to the rallies. And so we can see you guys and give you all this great information. And tell them Bob and Tam sent you if you stop by and see them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Think about hitting that hypes button. If you see it come up or you find it, hit that hypes button. It'll just kind of push our video out some more so others can see it and enjoy it, hopefully. Give us a big thumbs up, ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video. Trying to find his I asked him, I said, "You need to go out there and play with your board." "We sure will, Chip. Thanks so much." Night, Neil. Llewellyn Tom says, "Good night and sweet dreams." Good night, Stephen. Stay off the roof. Oh my gosh, I saw that on Facebook and I about had a heart attack. Holy cow. Get it? Grace says, "Bye." And yeah. Just okay. All right.
That'll wrap it up. We'll see all of you on the road. We'll be heading to Ocean City on Tuesday. Tomorrow we'll be in Las Vegas. So if you want to send us some money here at the last minute, we'll put some money in the slot machine for you. If not, I guess we won't put any money in the slot machine. And
We
we'll
didn't
split it
win
with you.
that $1 billion either on the
Yeah.
lotto.
I didn't check my tickets yet. We wasted $20 for the last two drawings. See if we could win big money.
Didn't do it.
No.
We get a lot of bikes to give away. All righty. Night, Jumpin' Jack. See you all later. Thanks so much. We love you all. Take care.
Hit it again.
You got to go
hit it again.
down.